July is finally here, and we're going to be looking at some of the biggest movers from the past month, both ups and downs. And I really want to highlight that you want to be careful when you want to consider buying some of these cards, because I feel like there's a lot of FOMO going on here, and it's really ticking some of the prices of these cards upwards. So let's get it started with a card that I've never touched on, a series that I've never really looked at, Sun and Moon Teamup, and we're looking at Gengar and Mimikyu GX. This card was a $55 card at the beginning of the month, and we are looking at $110 now. So it's literally doubled in 1 month. I have no idea why it has doubled, other than it being a beautiful looking card. Honestly, the Gengar with Mimikyu just hanging on top. Then you got like the moon, or I don't know if that's the sun or the moon. It looks like a sun, but it also could be the moon. But anyways, the artwork on it is really nice. Other than that, I can't really tell why this card is going up. You guys can let me know if it's a playable card or not. I'm not too sure on my side, but it has doubled and I have no idea why. I think we should really be careful about this card, because $110 from $50, and I think it was even $30 at the beginning of the year, it's just too high of a move. I know some of the other cards in this series, which are the tag teams, such as, for example, Wailord and Magikarp tag team, and then we had the Latios and Latios. Those obviously have skyrocketed as well, and it could be that those cards are what are helping push the other tag team cards. Again, a $50 card from a $50 card to a $110 card. It's pretty insane. It's one of the big movers of the past month. And one other item to mention about this card, this set came out in 2019, so it's already about 5 years old. So really and truly, again, I'm asking myself what this big movement is here. Something to consider really when you're thinking about buying this card. Next up is Blazin Vmax, Rainbow Blazin Vmax from Chilling Reign. Now, obviously, we all know that the Blaziken from Chilling Reign, the alt art from Chilling Reign, is the most expensive, one of the top 10 cards from the Sword and Shield era. But now we're seeing some of the other cards from Chilling Reign move up as well, and that could be because of, you know, the hype of Chilling Reign no longer being available at the Pokemon Center, much more harder booster box to pick up, less sealed product available. But looking at this card, another doubler. We were talking about a $24, $25 card, and now we're sitting at $50, $54. Again, it could be because it's aging. It could be because the regular Blaziken has really skyrocketed and it's time for the other ones to start moving up. But again, another big mover here, $24 to about $54. It's a pretty big movement overall. And I don't really have much to say about the artwork. Again, the rainbow cards are more or less all the same to me. There isn't really anything special about these cards. So I don't really see that being the reason for the movement. I think it's more so because Chilling Reign is now an aged set. Next up is Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. Before we get started on this one, I just want to mention one item. I'm going to be doing a live stream this Friday, July the 5th, to see if I can pull this Magikarp. It's time for me to go fishing and I really want to pull it. I'm going to be ripping into a booster box and several other Paldea Evolved products. So do join me on Friday the 5th if you are free. Now, focusing back on this card, it was a $107 card at the beginning of the month, and now we're at $144. So again, about a $30, $35 climb here, another big climb in reality. Paldea Evolved also is aging. It's been about a year since it's been out. There hasn't been any noise yet about a print coming out. So it could be that that's it for Paldea Evolved. I know the booster box prices have been going up. The packs are more expensive, so it could be that, you know, a little bit of the fact that the product is no longer available, that there hasn't been any noise about there being any prints, and because it was the most popular card from the set at this point, it's starting to climb even further. So again, Magikarp with about a $35 gain in the past month. Next up is Greninja EX. Now obviously this card is the hot topic in Pokemon right now. It's the most popular card and the most expensive card in Twilight Masquerade, as well as the Scarlet and Violet era in general. So it's something that we want to watch out for and see if it's going to continue being like that. I don't know if this price is honestly accurate. I mean, like, it's had about a $70 gain. We're talking around the $145, $150 mark to about the $220 mark now. So again, about a $70 gain. That's pretty heavy in just 1 month. Usually when a set comes out, there's like a huge boom, then there's a dip, then there's a little bit more of a push again. But this one had the big boom, the dip, and then a huge climb, and it's just continued to climb. And Twilight Masquerade now has been out for about a month and a half. So I'm not too sure how much further we're going to see gains on this before we see a dip, but again, honestly, it's really expensive. It's had a huge gain. It's something that I wanted to showcase today as well. So again, it looks like it's going to be one of the top cards in Scarlet and Violet in general that I've mentioned before as well. The $220 is pretty up there for a brand new card. So again, I just want to caution everyone out here today, just be careful when considering buying this card. Now let's look at a few of the smaller cards, which are also having some double gains. So again, we're looking now at Sudowoo, also from Paldea Evolved. So this was about a $7 card at the beginning of the month, and now we're at $12. So I just like this card. It's really nice. You've got him hanging out there like a tree and with all the other trees. Honestly, these illustration rare cards, they're really done well in the Scarlet and Violet era. So again, it's just a really nice card. It has doubled in price almost. So again, about a $7 card, now $12. So it's a nice card. And the good thing is it's still affordable. I mean, it's not one of your like $100 or $200 cards, but I did want to share this one because again, we are seeing a price jump, almost doubling in 1 month. So again, just want to share that with you guys here. I really like this card. I'm hoping that when I do my Paldea Evolved unboxing later on this week that we pull this card. It would be fantastic. But yeah, just something I want to share with you guys because another card that's just doubled. Again, it's just one of those lesser expensive cards. It's still almost doubled in price, right? Another card under $15. This one was around the $7 mark as well, and now has shot up to the $13 mark. So another card here, Reggie Drago, another rainbow card that is. And this one's from Silver Tempest, and in fact, actually a bunch of the Silver Tempest cards are having some movement, including the Lugia V, but not in the right direction actually, and we're going to be talking about that one as well today. But this one over here, again, another rainbow card, another card that's having double the movement. I believe this one is a playable card, and I think that's what's contributing to a bit of the price climb here again. So a double price movement here from 7 to 13, something to consider here. If you have a few extra of these sitting around, maybe you want to offload them now, right? Again, rainbow card, nothing too special about this card, but something that I wanted to showcase because another card that's almost doubled in price in the last month. So now we're going to look at some more cards, but these are going to be cards that have dipped in the past month. So this one over here, actually around the beginning of the month was around a $64 card, and has dipped down to about $53. If you really look at the math, it's actually been 54 to 54. There hasn't really been movement, but again, the first week it got up to about $64, but now it's gone down by $10 at the $54 mark. So honestly, this is a beautiful card. I missed out on it when it was $20 or $30. One of the nicest cards in Paradox Rift, in my opinion. If you're a fan of Groudon, this is a beautiful card. I know I've touched on this card a few times, but again, it has had a little bit of movement in the opposite direction, so it's something that I want to showcase to you guys. Maybe we'll see a further decline on this one and make it a little bit more affordable for all of us folks out here to actually go and buy this card. So again, beautiful card. The artwork is amazing on it. Just, you know, I'm not even going to get into it. Just honestly a beautiful card. But the price is still up there right now, but we are seeing a little bit of a decline. So next up is the Lugia V Alt Art, one of my favorite cards from the Sword and Shield era. This one over here, around the first week of June, topped up at around $228. And now has declined down to around $195 to $198 card. So again, we're seeing about a $30 decline in Lugia V. Again, this is a playable card. It's a really nice looking card. It's one of the best. It is the best card in Silver Tempest. I don't think it would make the top 10 of the Sword and Shield era, but it's one of my favorite cards. It's definitely in my top 10 of Sword and Shield era. At the $200 price mark right now, again, we probably see a little bit further decline. It's just because there's too many alternate arts in Sword and Shield era that are doing super right now, and this one, as well as the Charizard V, from what I recall, they're not doing as great. So opportunity for those of you who really like this card, or for those of you who are thinking of long-term investment and potentially seeing this card skyrocket later on when Silver Tempest becomes less and less available, that is. So again, about a $30 loss on the Lugia V in the past month. Next up is Carmen from Twilight Masquerade, another Twilight Masquerader, and this one has gone down about $20. Started the month around $127-ish, and now we are sitting at around $107. So again, about a $20 decline here. Really nice card. One of the best trainer cards from obviously Twilight Masquerade. You have Carmen, you have Perrin, you have another Carmen card actually. It's loaded with her, but really and truly, this card over here, I can't see it holding its price point for that much longer. I could probably see it go down further. I would say maybe, you know, close to that $60 or $70 mark. Again, I could be totally wrong here, but I think it's still early with Twilight Masquerade. It's only been out for a month and a half. and there's still a lot of cards that are really, really expensive in this set. But we are seeing some declines, which is leading up to my next card, which is Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, also from Twilight Masquerade. Now, obviously, this card was about $100 if we looked just another week back here, but it has gone down to $57 and now is at the $50 mark. And we're probably going to see this one decline a little bit more. Again, this card, I said it before, it was never going to stay at $100. It's already half the price. And probably is going to see further decline. Again, it's just too many cards in the Twilight Masquerade set. This isn't an Evolving Skies where we're going to have like 7 cards that are above $100. No, it's going to be a decline. Maybe in the future, maybe when Twilight Masquerade's out for several years, we'll see that a bunch of the cards from the set will be above the $100 mark. But right now, I think there's just too many cards that are worth too much money. And this is one of those cards that is taking the decline. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's market update. These are the top 10 movers in the past month. There are probably some other cards out there that I might not have touched on. Drop me a comment and let me know if you have other cards that you've seen big movements on, upwards or downwards. We could all share some information and see what cards are worth investing in right now or what cards to avoid. Most of these cards, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd probably wanna avoid right now because they're a little bit too expensive, but that's just my opinion. Guys, if you like the content, don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to smash the subscribe button as well if you want to see more content. The Real Venusaur. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.